if I'm actually live or not. Oh, there I am. Cool. Gonna go inform the masses. Oh, should actually change the now playing because I'm not playing the Mother 3 soundtrack right now. Where's that? Nope, that's not the one. Ah, found it. There. Playing a bit of the Smash 4 OST. Forgot I had that on my computer. Figured there'd be a lot of good variety to listen to while I animate. So I figured why not. Actually, don't imagine I'm gonna have too many people dropping by tonight, just because of all the E3 shenanigans. Everybody's probably busy watching some E3 related stuff. That's part of the reason, actually, I'm probably gonna end up dropping out in an hour, so I can have a bit of free time to do some other stuff before the Sony conference starts. I don't have a PS4, but they always have some interesting stuff to watch. It's always an entertaining show. Okay. What I'm really holding off for is, well, what I'm really excited for is tomorrow's Nintendo presentation, because I'm a big old Nintendo fanboy. Also, I have a Switch, whereas I don't have a PS4, so it's nice to be excited for games that I'll be able to play. And hopefully they'll show some really cool stuff. Stuff we didn't know about. I know they're going to show a lot of Odyssey stuff, which I am super stoked for. But I'm hoping we get some sort of, I don't know, some sort of unexpected reveal. Maybe the Smash port, that'd be awesome. Or, unlikely, but, you know, Pipe Dream, Mother 3, or Earthbound compilation of some sort. That'd be pretty awesome. I'm gonna rename this one, because I think I'm gonna do a lot of E3 chat on this. Authentication failed. It's not letting me. Oh, it changed. I don't know. I'm getting so many error messages, but it's letting me do it anyways. Who cares? But yeah, I'm really excited for tomorrow. It's it'll be nice. It's been 2 weaker years for Nintendo in terms of E3 presentation. I mean, last year was it was kind of Nintendo just showcasing the corpse of the Wii U with like one final game that it isn't even an exclusive. But it was a great game at least, so that's, you know, if they were to come to the show with like just one playable game like they did, like one main focus, then they picked the right game for that at least. Zelda Breath of the Wild. But I'm excited for them to have, you know, more than one game this year. That's gonna be pretty awesome. And the year before was kind of a bummer of a year because it was in that transition where I think they realized they can't save the Wii U, but they still need to put some stuff out. So they had a lot of filler Wii U games and 3DS games announced. It's kind of disappointing, especially after the previous year with Splatoon and Smash 4. That was a really exciting year, and then just going to going to 2015 was just a huge bummer. And then Iwata dying a few weeks later was an extra gigantic bummer. It's kind of sad that all those stories I was reading afterwards about, like, you know, he was being like clued in on, like, told about the reaction to their E3 show, which wasn't super positive, and him issuing a statement that they're going to try to do better, and it sucks that that's the note that he went out on. Just probably feeling like just a bunch of people were really disappointed in them. But at the same time, I'd like to think he knew the Switch was coming and that things were going to turn around, so he knew that that was a temporary feeling on people's part. What game is this song from? Sounds familiar. It's all in Japanese. They didn't translate the track listing when they released that soundtrack in other territories for some reason. So some tracks are entirely in Japanese. It bugs me because I recognize that track, but I can't put the game to it. I feel like I'm gonna wake up in the middle of the night screaming the name of this game. I'll finally remember, just hours later, and I'll feel like an idiot for not realizing what that was. Oh, that was the wrong frame to draw on. Also got some pretty exciting news today. My main background man Liam was showing me his progress on the background for one of the last shots I haven't posed out yet, and it's looking pretty good. And so that means that pretty soon I'll be able to start putting that together. And I'm hoping to do a stream and just you know, do the editing for the voice and the rough posing and stuff like on stream, because that'd be something different. That'd be nice. It'd be fun. So I'll probably be able to do that soon. Maybe this weekend, provided that I manage to finish this scene this week. Yeah, it's not too bad. I wasn't gonna stream tonight, but I was having a really hard time getting into the groove, and figured if I feel myself doing it, I have to do it. So here we are, or at least here I am. I don't know where you guys are at. But yeah, overall today, well, I couldn't watch because I was at work, but I did listen into some of the conferences and seen some of the trailers. Nothing too crazy so far. I'm excited for that Rabbids Mario game. It on paper, it sounds ridiculous, but the gameplay and the just the visual style they're going for looks like a lot of fun. On top of the fact that Grant Kirkhope is making the music for it. He's one of my favorite game composers of all time, possibly. So that's really exciting to hear him get to do some Mario music. And I'm excited for Age of Empires. They called it Ultimate Edition? Because I remember having fun playing Age of Empires 1 when I was a kid, but I only ever really got to play it after I played Age of Empires 2, and even by then it felt super outdated, and that was only like a few years after it came out, pretty much. So it'll be nice to have a new and revised version with, apparently they're doing a lot of tweaks to it to bring it up closer to standard of Age of Empires 2 while keeping, you know, the integrity of the first Age of Empires. So that's going to be neat. They seem to be teasing stuff for later this year, so I'm really hoping for Age of Empires 4 of some sort. Maybe something as far as possible from whatever the hell Age of Empires 3 was supposed to be. It wasn't a terrible game, but after Age 2 and Age of Mythology, Age of Empires 3 was such a big letdown. But I'm just glad to see the series getting some love. Yeah, I think overall that's about it. Beyond Good and Evil, I haven't seen the trailer for yet, but I hear it looks pretty cool. I haven't played the first one, but I mean, it looks nice. It feels like the kind of game I probably would end up wanting to play. Actually, the subject of the stuff I really hope we get to see tomorrow, tying in with the song that's playing right now, I really hope we finally get to see a Switch Animal Crossing game. New Leaf was, geez, 4 years ago now, and I really want to be able to play Animal Crossing on a big screen again. Especially since the Switch is portable as well. You get to have the best of both worlds. You get to have a big TV experience and also be able to play whenever convenient it is for you. So, hoping we get to see new Animal Crossing games sooner or later, and not some sort of, you know, amiibo whiz fest. Because I mean that game is harmless enough, but definitely not worth the money, and definitely not worth like having to purchase amiibos to play. I really wish Nintendo would do like Microsoft and have their conference on, or well, not their conference, but their digital event on the weekend, because having to plan my lunch break at work around watching their event is super. I mean, not that inconvenient because work's pretty flexible about when people take their lunch break, and I'm just gonna be eating at my desk. So it's not gonna be the utmost inconvenience, but I'd love to be able to watch one of their shows at home again. Like, that's something I haven't been able to do in years, because they insist on having it on Tuesdays. And I guess it's, you know, early morning in California, but it's like 1:30 in the afternoon over here. They need to start having E3 in New York so I can watch it at convenient times. Whoa. I'm actually really hoping we get to see that Zelda DLC as well, or like the story bit, anyways. Because some of the new stuff they've shown looks interesting with the hard mode, and what was it? They have like floating enemy airships now and stuff, and that's That's kind of neat, but I want to see more story stuff. I think everybody else kind of wants to see that too. Man, this this music is reminding me I need to go finish Xenoblade someday. It's a fun game, and I sat down to try to play through it a few times now, but I always end up kind of being just something ends up happening and I don't go back to it. I think that's if they ever start releasing Wii games on the Switch, that might solve that problem, because I do find myself with like playing video games a bit more now with the Switch, because I don't have to go and play in the living room and be on the TV. I can kind of just play on the ferry or play in bed after I'm done doing stuff, or play while watching something else, and it just makes it so much more convenient. I kind of hope that someday that's just the way things are. Which, with the way phones are advancing, I wouldn't be surprised if in 5-10 years from now we just all have insanely powerful phone tablets. Now this soundtrack, I think, might get me in trouble on YouTube. I mean, not that I think could take down the stream or anything, but I feel like Nintendo's definitely going to lay claim on it. Which, I don't really mind. I just don't want to be in a position where they shut my shit down. But if they allow entire channels just dedicated to re-uploading video game music, I don't think they're gonna mind too much a guy who makes about 4 views per stream uploads on YouTube having that stuff in the background. See much of that, so it's not too important, but oops, grab the shoulder. let you go. Oh, hey there, Jeff. Thanks for tuning in. How are you doing this fine Monday E3 evening? I've just been distracting myself with some yeah, that's part of the reason why I'm doing this is to kind of get me waiting for that Sony conference, just killing some time until then, and also just kind of force me to work a little bit because E3 is very distracting time. Oh yeah, I'm definitely watching. I don't have a PS4, and I don't really plan on buying one right away, but they always show up, like, a lot of cool stuff. So it's always a fun show to watch. Plus, a lot of time there's stuff that's being shown there that ends up coming out for PC as well, so... I'm kind of curious what they're going to show. I honestly, I've kind of been off the radar as far as like PlayStation and Sony goes, and some of the stuff that I've been keeping an eye on, I doubt we're going to see any of tonight. Like I don't think we're going to see more Final Fantasy VII, especially since it was recently announced that they're, instead of like outsourcing it, they're doing it all in house. So I'm predicting like a 2025 release date for that one. Yeah, they're probably going to show more of that. And that game looked cool. It definitely seemed different from the other God of War games. I've never really followed the series, so I don't know how much... Like, it seems like a game I'd probably enjoy playing, but it's not something that I'm super excited over. But it's cool to see them try something new. That trailer they released last year almost made it seem like the God of War, The Last of Us. I know they're going to show some more Crash Bandicoot, I'm guessing. And, man. Other than that, I'm not really sure. Yeah, the Dad Kratos is a direction I wouldn't have expected them to take. So that's kind of what is actually piquing my interest a lot more than any of the like last 2 or 3 God of War games. Eventually, I need to get a PS4 because I really want to. I really want to play Last Guardian and Final Fantasy 15, which I think is supposed to get a PC port at some point, but I haven't heard anything about it in a while. And if it's going to be another 2 years, I'm probably going to have a PS4 by then. Yeah, I'm really loving the Switch so far, um, but I definitely want a PS4. I was gonna get one last year, but then I had some unexpected expenses thanks to tax time miscalculations, so that kind of put a stick in my wheels. And I mean, and then afterwards, I've just been too busy to justify buying one between working on stuff and playing on the Switch and PC. So what's the most exciting thing you've seen at E3 so far? Like, uh, what's your most exciting announcement, I guess, that you've seen? I'm actually pretty excited for that Mario Rabbids game and the Age of Empires one, like 4K remaster. Even though I'll never play it on 4K. Yeah, that Mario Rabbids crossover looks surprisingly good. I mean, even like I wasn't one of the ones who was completely put off by it because I figured if Nintendo let them do it, it's probably because they have a good concept behind it. But then seeing the gameplay and the trailer for it looks like a lot of fun. And it's just nice to see Mario in sort of a different, like, less Nintendo-y setting. Like, not that it's bad or anything, it's just nice to see something different. Yeah, that one a lot of people are excited over. I've never played the first one, but I keep hearing a lot of good things. Well, while Flash is freezing, it's probably a good time to go and is the playlist over already? I guess that was a short soundtrack. Dang. Uh, Gotta go find more music somewhere. Some more video game music. Oh, do I still have... Nope. My Dead Rising OST's gone. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. It I watched Jesse play it a few years ago when they did that like HD re-release on like the 360 and PS4. And it looks super interesting. I'm kind of kicking myself in the butt for not. I remember like in the mid 2000s they were giving away the PC version in cereal boxes at one point, and I'm kind of kicking myself for just like not. I mean, I wasn't buying my own cereal at that point, but I'm kicking myself for not bugging my mom to buy that brand just to get the game. it is kind of a sad thing. To just, it's the saddest fate that I think a video game can get is to just end up in a cereal box. Especially because that was like I mean, that was a full retail game on like consoles and PC. Yeah, maybe I should pick it up on Steam. Oh man, where's my Earthbound soundtrack? Oh, that's right. Everything's gonna be cheap. I'd definitely buy Beyond Good and Evil for the price of a cereal box on Steam. Okay, so I do still have the Earthbound music somewhere. Sweet. Riftlands? I don't think I think I missed that one. What's that one about? Actually, there's one thing that really surprised me, but is kind of exciting. Um, like not insanely exciting, but kind of exciting for what it might signify. Just the fact that Minecraft is just gonna become like gonna have cross-platform servers, and like that includes the Switch version with like the Xbox One version or like the and the PC version as well. And the fact that there's another game that was apparently also approved for crossplay between Switch and Xbox One. I'm hoping that means that cross-platform games are going to become more common, because that would be really cool. Because it's one thing that sucks about like multiplayer-heavy console games is it just the user base gets divided so easily because it's split across like so many different platforms. So that'd be nice to have more of just shared servers across systems. Clay, I don't even know. I don't even think I know who Clay is. So take a look at that. Servers not found. Oh, there's the problem. Invisible. Oh, cool. Yeah, I remember Shank, and is Invisible out yet? Riftland. So I'm gonna scrub through it real quick. But, huh. That's a really nice art style. Wait, what? Invisible came out? Man, that completely flew off my radar. Because I remember the game looked really, really neat. But I didn't think it came out yet. Yeah, Griftland looks really awesome. 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 Yeah, Griftland loo The name Mark of a Ninja rings a bell, but I can't put a like I can't picture that game. I don't think I've actually ever seen it. It's funny though. I think there's a lot of really cool AAA stuff coming out, but I'm finding myself being a lot more interested in indie titles. Like that seemed to be more of my jam lately. But I think part of it is because a lot of them are a little bit shorter, so they're a bit. It's a bit more likely that I'll end up beating them. But I mean, also because a lot of them have some really creative stuff going on for them. There's only so many open world games I can get excited about. Yeah, there's too many games coming out, and there's too little time to play them, especially as an adult. I think I'd be a lot more into open world games if like if I had a lot of free time. I feel like Zelda was easy for me to get into because it had the advantage of being Zelda, so that grabs my attention immediately. Because there's a lot of, I mean, a lot of them do look really cool, but I've rarely ever been open world games. So I'm like, I go after stuff that's a bit shorter, so I can actually finish it. Oh. That sounds good to me. I feel like if actually I probably would play a lot of video games. I was gonna say I feel like if I won the lottery, I probably would just if I won $1 million, I probably just would quit my job and lock myself at home making stuff. But but then I probably would just do stuff during the time where like I would normally be working, and then I'd have all that spare time that I spend doing like art and animation that I would just spend playing video games. So it would balance out. Problem is though, if I want to if I want to if I want to win the $1 million, I'm gonna have to start playing the lottery. I I think it's been 4 years since I've like bought like a lottery ticket for myself or like Yeah, like a lottery ticket or like a scratcher, a scratch ticket. I don't know. I don't really know the proper term, but yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I could definitely try to make money out of my art. Which, if I had $1 million, wouldn't matter if I didn't. Yeah, same here. I think we need to get a third person in on our pact so that we need to find someone who plays the lottery a lot, and they will buy the tickets and win, and then they will fund our gaming habits, and then life will be good. Life will finally be good. I've got ideas sometimes. Don't happen too often, but when I do, they're usually pretty not terrible. So what do you want Nintendo to announce tomorrow? What's your like dream announcement right now? Mine, I think, would be honestly it would be like a compilation release of the Earthbound series. Because we've got the first two games and they don't have a virtual console yet, so I feel like our best bet of them finally doing it is just releasing like a compilation and charging like $60 for it. Even though that might be a bit steep for the age of those games, just however they manage to just finally bring Mother 3 over, I would pay money for that, even if it's a little unreasonable. Or an F-Zero game. That's another. I want very unrealistic things. I think that's the problem with loving obscure or like less popular series is that those don't get released that often. I would be surprised if Nintendo ever made a new F-Zero game at this point. Because if they didn't make one on the Wii, when like they could have totally shoehorned a bunch of motion controls in it, and where I probably would have ended up selling because the Wii had a huge user base, and like anything Nintendo made back then was I don't know, would just like sell like crazy. If they didn't make one then, I feel like the only way we'll ever get another F-Zero game is if the Switch sells like crazy, and then we get one on like the last year of the Switch. Ah, that'd be so good. If they do make one, I kind of hope they get Sega to make it again, because they did such a good job on GX. And unfortunately, that's probably not going to happen because I guess Miyamoto didn't like F-Zero GX. Probably because it was a little too intense and not, you know, quite quite as easy as some of Nintendo's other games to, you know, get to learn and master. Animal Crossing would be nice. Just to be able to play like Animal Crossing on TV and take it on the go. Cause I liked Animal Crossing on the GameCube and Wii, but then like all of those time events just got really annoying to get to because you'd have to find a way to be home for those. And I loved New Leaf because being on the go that solved that problem. But then at the same time, then you were confined to like a 240p screen. So just being able to have the best of both worlds would be awesome. Yeah, the 3DS one was amazing. I just hope if they make one for the Switch that they have like another sort of big leap in the franchise like they did on 3DS instead of doing what they did with the City Folk, where they were so scared to change anything from Wild World that they just basically made Wild World for the big screen with like an extra area. Which, like, not to say it wasn't a good game, it's just it almost from people who played both, because I didn't really play the DS one, it just felt sort of like a home console port. What are you expecting to see, or hoping to see, anyways? And pretty. Uh, oh, definitely. I want to be able to play Earthbound on the go. I know you can do that on the 3DS. Well, the new 3DS, but I don't have one of those. So, that'd be nice to be able to finally do that, and on a bigger screen too. I'm excited to hear more detail about their NES Netflix. Oh, Link to the Past. I guess we kind of had that on the Game Boy, but it'd be nice to have Game Boy Advance. It'd be nice to have a non-restrictive version of that, like the full version with like the full quality soundtrack and um, man, Donkey Kong Country would be great to have on the go. Super Nintendo and N64. It'd be cool to play like. There's a lot of Nintendo 64 games that never got ported to anything else. Like, well, ported. I guess they did on the Virtual Console, but like being able to play DK64 on the go would be awesome. And actually, I think they might have remade most of the N64's library on the 3DS. Yeah, I feel like it's going to be small to start, but the way they were talking about it, it seems like they're going to be adding stuff as it goes on, and that they're not going to be taking games away. Like it's just once it's there, as long as you're paying for the service. Um, as long as you're paying for the service, you just have them. And even if it's not great, I don't mind too much because the service is actually pretty cheap. Like $25 a year, it's reasonable. The one thing, though, I find it very unreasonable is based on that Hori headset, the way that they are probably going to be handling voice chat seems just insanely stupid. I mean, especially since they're restricting it to for them, at least for Nintendo games, it's being restricted to playing voice chat with like friends. So, I mean, the fact that it looks like you need like, well, you need that stupid phone app, and then if you want to hear the voice chat and the game audio, you need a splitter. if at least it was wireless. I mean, that would be at least a bit, it would still be weird that you need your phone, but it would be a bit more convenient at least. But man, like a splitter, like the Switch is Bluetooth, and I hear that one of the reason why they're doing it like that is because the like something to do with connection issues with Joy-Cons and like having a Bluetooth adapter being like too many signals. Which maybe because I know when you're playing Mario Kart 8 with two players on one Switch, off screen you can't use like you can use a Pro controller or a sideways Joy-Con, but you can't use both Joy-Cons. But even then, I mean, it just it's just ridiculous. I feel like they could have planned for that. Like they could have better options. They could, I don't know, at the very least have like a wireless adapter or something. And at the very least, it's a third-party headset, even though it's officially a license. So I'm willing to give them a bit of the benefit of the doubt until they officially release it, but it's not promising. Especially since the Joy-Cons don't have a headphone jack. Like, if you're playing with a Pro controller, at least it's got one of those, I think. So it's annoying in a tangle of mess, but you don't have to be hooked to your console. But if you're playing with a Joy-Con, then you have to either play really close to your system, uh, or I don't know, maybe the cables are really long. One thing I wouldn't mind seeing from their presentation is another surprise, like, new IP. Because they've been, I mean, with Splatoon and ARMS, they've been like pretty good at coming up with new game concept and new characters and universes. So I'm hoping that trend continues. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I'm only really into voice chat with friends. I mean, the only game I've really ever used it for was well, I mean, Team Fortress and Age of Empires and Overwatch, but I've only ever used it with like when I'm playing with friends to talk with my team. Like I don't know, I'm not super into talking with random strangers over voice chat, but I definitely prefer having it when I'm playing like a team-based game. Yeah, I'm excited to see what they could do for new IPs. I mean, I, in like the last like 5 or 6 years or so, we've gotten yeah, like the Xenoblade series and Splatoon and ARMS. Uh, they've had a lot of other smaller stuff too, like Pushmo that was pretty fun. Um, but I definitely want to see them continue with that. I have no idea what kind of game, but I mean they've proven they can do like pretty decent shooter and a pretty decent like 3D brawler fighting game. So I wonder what other game genre they could try to tackle. Maybe a Nintendo MOBA. I haven't really played one, but they seem to be all the rage lately. Actually, one thing I really want to see tomorrow. Oh, a Smash Bros. MOBA would be kind of cool. That's kind of what Heroes of the Storm is for Blizzard, because they have Overwatch characters, they have Diablo characters, they even have the Lost Vikings in it. I'll have to play it eventually. I have it installed, but I want to play just to play as the Lost Vikings, because I used to love that game when I was a kid. But yeah, I really want to see Retro Studios' new game. Like, I don't really so much have expectations for what it is. I know a lot of people are hoping for a new Metroid, and that would be cool. I know not a lot of people are clamoring for a new Donkey Kong, but I would kind of be into that because I love me some Donkey Kong. But I do think that think Metroid deserves a bit of love. So I kind of hope that it's that or like a new game. Aw. You got the boy. Aw. He seems in a good mood. Carmen just walked by with Sinclair. Ah, there we go. I'm actually wondering if Retro could like take on another Nintendo IP. Oh, cool. Well, thanks for joining the stream, and yeah, I'll see you later. And enjoy the Sony presentation. What, retro? Or did I say rare? Whatever I said, I meant retro. Yeah, I might have said rare by accident. It could be either or. we'll have to listen to the tapes. Cool. See you later. That'll actually be pretty close to a good time for me to call it quits as well. Just gonna finish that part of the flicking motion. Not been very much in the way of kitty action this stream. Then again, I think my cats are looking for cooler places to chill, because it is super warm over here. band has some really chill music. I know I've probably said it a few times on the stream already, but man, I really hope we get some sort of compilation bundle. Just finally get all 3 games in one package. I'll skip the ending fanfare. I actually kind of like this one. It's a good weird tune. I know that I know they're done with the series, but I'd love to see just another installment in the Mother series. Even if it's not made by Shigesato Itoi, I'd love to just see him give. I mean, of course, yeah, I'd want him to give his blessings to whoever did it, though. Like, I feel like he'd have to pick his successor. But I don't know. I want to see something else from that world. Maybe it wouldn't be quite the same without him, though. But at the same time, those people making the that Mother 4 fan game that's being rebranded as its own thing now, they seem to have gotten pretty close. So I think with the right people, you could do it. Is almost done. Well, this piece anyways. Yeah, and definitely within another stream I can just finish that little wrist flicker and his disgruntled look. And the kid's not gonna be too crazy, so if I have like a long stream sometime this weekend or a couple more streams this week, I should have this one done, and then I only have I only have like 3. Is that right? 3 shots to rough out. I hope I'm right, because that'd be awesome. Because I really want to get this animation finished and released. Because I feel like this is taking way too long from just... I mean, it took me forever to finally, like... Starting projects is what takes me the longest. Especially something like this, where I'm trying to make it look really nice. I try not to rush into it as much as I do with my stuff usually. You know, which is fine and all, but it just... something I don't like about being this long with a... I've only released one thing this year, and it wasn't very good. I mean, it's not bad. Some people have told me they liked it. And I want to do more of it, but I feel like it's not quite up to... I don't know, I feel like I could have made it better. Hopefully I get a chance to do more, at least another Under the Couch short animation this year. And maybe like a couple smaller things. Whatever I'd end up doing this year, though, is definitely going to be a lot more just straight up symbol heavy than this. because I'm not gonna have a lot of time to really uh, just plan and set up and work on something that demands, I guess, that much preparation and time. If I want to get anything else done this year, anyways, that is. Not until October. But that's kind of cutting it close near the end of the year. I feel like if I start anything in October, it'll have to be pretty small. Well, then again, last year I did do a short animation in October, and then I had that Christmas animation that I managed to fart out. So there's still time. I just don't want to. I don't want this to be a year where I have like two things out, because last year I had a pretty good output, but the year before that was pretty bad. I only had one animation out, and it wasn't terrible, but I mean, it definitely, for like just a full year, that definitely wasn't enough, at least for me personally. So hopefully, I'm hoping at least if I can get three things out this year, I'd be semi-satisfied. I'd like to aim for four. I think four is going to be my goal. If I can make two more things after this, then I'd be quite pleased. Though what they might be, I have no idea. Anyways, if I find some more time, I wouldn't mind doing like more just smaller, quick, dumb things. Like maybe a couple little animated loops. I started my hand at trying to make like music and stuff, so maybe I can make like a little animated loopy dance or something. Just as a stopgap between bigger things. But yeah, I'm just rambling at this point. Just rambling to myself like a crazy old man. Yeah, that looks quite alright, I think. Cool. And that's it for tonight. Thanks everybody who joined in, aka mostly JF. So thanks JF and any shadow listeners I might have gotten. And yeah, that's about it. Y'all have a good night, good day, or whatever, and I'll see you next time.